All right, let's talk about England. When you think of it, what's the first thing that pops into your head? A red phone box, the Queen, maybe just a rainy day in London? Well, today we're going to peel back that perfect postcard image and get to know the real England, a place that's way more complex and honestly, a lot more fascinating than you probably think. So let's dive in. Okay, so you see this, right? Big Ben. Everybody knows it. It's recognized all over the world. But what is it really a symbol of? A city? A country? Something else? This one picture right here, it actually captures a really common point of confusion. And that leads us right to the main question for this whole explainer. What is England, really? The answer, it turns out, is a lot more specific and way more interesting than most people realize. And you know what? We're going to clear it all up right now. Okay, first things first, we have got to tackle the biggest mix-up of them all, just what England's place in the world is. And this is a point of confusion that, believe it or not, even trips up people who live there. Let's break this down once and for all. England is a country. Simple. Great Britain, that's the island that England shares with two other countries, Scotland and Wales. And the United Kingdom, well, that's the whole political shebang, Great Britain plus Northern Ireland. So think of it this way. Someone from London is English, British, and from the UK. But someone from Glasgow, they're Scottish and British, but they are not English. It's a really crucial difference. And if you're wondering why this gets so mixed up, check out this number. Over 82%. That's the percentage of the UK's entire population that lives just in England. It's the biggest and most populous country in the Union by a long shot, which is probably why it so often gets mistaken for the whole thing. So now that we've got the political geography sorted out, let's talk about the actual land itself. Because I think you might be surprised to learn that it's not all just green, rolling hills. What's great about this quote is how it just kind of shatters that common stereotype in one sentence. Yeah, of course, there are plenty of rolling hills, but that's just part of the picture. The north of England tells a completely different story. And this illustrates that contrast perfectly. Up north, you've got the Pennines, a chain of low mountains they call the backbone of England. But if you travel over to the east, you find the Fens, this huge, flat, low-lying marshland. It's like two totally different worlds, all within the same country. And to give you a sense of scale when we say mountainous, take a look at this. Over 3,000 feet. That's the height of Scafell Pike, which is the highest point in all of England. So yeah, definitely not all gentle little streams and hills. And, of course, you can't really talk about the English landscape without talking about its rivers. The most famous one, the Thames, winds its way for 215 miles, cutting right through the heart of London. I mean, just imagine the centuries of history that river has seen. All right, so from the natural landscape, let's zoom in on the human one. Where do people actually live, and what is it that drives the country's really powerful economy? London is, without a doubt, the engine of England. We're talking about a city with over 8 million people. It's so much more than just a capital. It's one of the planet's most influential cities, a true powerhouse for finance, business, culture, you name it. So what about the people of England? Well, the data shows a picture of a really diverse, multicultural nation. While the majority identifies as white, there are also really significant and long-established communities that are a huge part of what makes modern England what it is today. And what fuels the economy? This is fascinating. Look at what England exports. High-value stuff like cars, aircraft parts, and pharmaceuticals. But then on the flip side, look at what it imports. Things like gems and clothing. It really tells you a story of a highly developed industrial and service-based economy. All right, let's pull out a few really surprising facts that give us a snapshot of modern life in England. I think a couple of these might just change your perspective. Take a look at this number, 60%. So what's that? That's the percentage of its own food needs that England produces itself through its own agriculture. That's pretty self-sufficient, right? But wait, it gets even more impressive. Because it manages to do all that to produce 60% of its food with only 1% of its labor force. I mean, think about that for a second. That is just a testament to how incredibly efficient and mechanized modern farming has become there. And, beyond all the farms and the cities, there's still a wild side. The really big animals, like wolves and bears, are long gone, of course. But England is home to all sorts of wildlife, from foxes and otters to seals along the coast, and over 230 different species of birds. So, we've looked at the geography, the people, The economy. Now let's circle all the way back to those iconic images we started with, but this time with a whole fresh set of eyes. First up, the British Museum. This is so much more than just a building. It's like a time capsule of world history. It holds 8 million different works. It's a huge part of what makes London a global cultural hub. And then there's the Tower of London. Man, if those walls could talk, for more than 900 years, it's been a royal palace, a prison, a fortress. It basically embodies the nation's long and often pretty turbulent history. Next, Tower Bridge, just an absolute icon of Victorian engineering. Its massive arms could be raised in just 1 minute to let ships pass. It's a true symbol of the industrial might that powered a whole empire. And finally, we're right back where we started, Big Ben. But now, hopefully, we see it a little differently. It's not just a pretty picture. It's the symbol of the capital city of England, a distinct country with its own diverse landscapes, its own complex economy, and its own unique identity within the United Kingdom. So, from its confusing geography to its hyper-efficient farms and its mountainous north, England really is a country of contrasts. And that brings me to a final thought for you. Now that you've seen a little bit beyond the postcard, what part of England's story surprises you the most?